Okay, so here we go then. So, you guys last left off with, where did we start off? Oh yeah, the Mythalar. You guys finally decided to deal with the Mythalar after defeating all the demons that were trying to go after it. And after a series of like hauling it around along with Darfin and some of his help, you guys decided to destroy it on the outskirts of Daggerford in a small forest. And that was the end of that Mythalar, one of the Mythalars from the ancient Netherese Empire. Yeah, and then shortly after you did that, you met up with Darfin again, and Rico met up with Dorothea again. And they both basically told them that if you're gonna go to the Shadowfell, then you should bring along some people with you, and you should head to this location. In Dorothea's case, he's asking Rico to deal with the demons or the people there in the Shadowfell who are going after Celestials. So that's your own personal quest. And then in Dante's case, he wants to look for his grandfather. For everyone else, you may have your own reasons for wanting to go there. But nonetheless, that is what your two party members would like to do. Darfin asked you to see two people, and you did, in the city of Luskan, who turned out to be Lady Fiona and Ulf. And the two of them, they have their own agenda in the Shadowfell, but they will be traveling with you in order to make the journey less perilous. And then after that, you went to the northeastern direction of Luskan towards a tomb that had a shadow gate. You solved a puzzle that puzzled you for a bit, but it wasn't too difficult. And then eventually you went into the Shadowfell through the shadow gate there. And as you're in there, you decided to beeline it towards the city of Evernight, which is the Shadowfell version of Neverwinter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and along the way there, you saw a mist in distance, but other than that, you also saw a figure that was heading towards you with what seems to be some evil intent and some blue glowing energy emanating from where a head seems to be at.
And also, there's one thing I think Cinna wasn't there, but it turns out that Cinna, like Lady Fiona, revealed that she was looking for the Black Knight, the one that killed the angel, and um, he he became this way in the first place was because he lost his family in an ogre raid or in an orc raid,
And
and
Arc Raid, yeah.
and the orc raid, the orcs that raided his hometown, they got their weapons. They got their weapons from the Brightsteel family.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Orcs and dwarves.
your forefathers and my descendants are kind of sort of indirectly responsible for why his hometown is gone and he went nuts. So,
Yeah, and then there was this whole other thing of him seeing the Red Knight turning his back on him and his people. So, yeah.
which I still did not do because I was dead.
Because I was dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think he knows that you're from the Brightsteel family or that.
Yeah, I was
the
wondering.
Brightsteels are responsible. So yeah.
Maybe the universe wanted us to meet anyway, and for him to come.
There you go. You know, destiny and all that jazz. Alright, so, yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Raffe. So, yeah, you know about that now, that the Bright Steels had something to do with that whole business. And, yeah, in Fenrir's case, was there anything Fenrir needed to know? I think wala, no? Yeah, okay. So that's basically it. And well, that conversation would have happened with Fiona around, so yeah, there you go. So Fiona told you about that, and you, Cinnabar, can feel however she feels about that sort of thing. So
probably a little bit conflicted, but she also knows that that no matter, I mean, her family has been creating weapons and arms for war for generations upon generations, and she knows it doesn't matter how dangerous the weapon, it really matters whose hands it's in. So while she feels a little bit guilty, she also understands that her family would never like lay a hand. So she still believes her family is good, but also she's totally gonna like
That's so cool you think that way, because that's how Rico Bishop like views it on spells. It's like no spells are evil. It's just whoever wields it. It's like
so she's like, she kind of understands, like, okay, but she also knows that like she's very proud of like her Bright Steel family.
Yeah.
Tell Tony Stark about that.
What do you say,
Someone
man?
should tell Tony Stark about that mentality because he feels so guilty about Stark Industries.
It's okay, man. Stark is dead now.
Oh no.
Alright. Alright, so... okay, so... That's where we left off. So, it's at this point that I think everyone should start rolling initiative, because this creature isn't hiding its intent. It's going after you guys.
How tall is it, by the way?
Oh, dude, it's like standing 20 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Like, the closer it gets, you see that this thing is towering above you.
Sir, it gets loving you.
So there won't be a battle map for this encounter, because I don't think it warrants a battle map.
Okay.
Yeah, you just decide. So I'll need your buy-in on this, guys. How this is gonna work is that we won't be measuring things in feet or whatever. I'm just going to say that it's one move away from you, or that sort of thing. We're gonna be using approximations for this. So, yeah.
Oh, so this won't last long, okay.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to make this be as lean of a combat as possible.
Okay.
Because, like, I realize this is a tool I should employ more often. So, yeah. Alright. I also don't think there's really much tactics involved. It's either you guys are running away or you're going to just be fighting this thing face to face. Yeah. So, okay. 17. Can someone be the tracker for the initiative, please?
I will.
Thank you. And then if you want to make some ambient music play, then go ahead as well, DJ.
Or guys, feel free to fill in anything. Okay, I will be. What was Rico's?
Mine is, I'm still rolling. It is.
I get.
Forgot to get my dice, actually.
Mine is 17. Nice. Okay.
Oh, cool. Dante and Rico have the same.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys decide who goes first.
Dante, you go first lang.
Okay.
So this guy is basically gargantuan?
No. He looks
What is
like
he?
he's on the huge side.
On the huge side.
But
Got
tall
it.
as you're tall.
Tall lang siya, tall.
Oh, he's
Oh,
a
no.
tall
Okay. Got it. Then, and what is he again? He's just a big blue.
You can.
He's a big blue-eyed tall king.
Oh, check conversations. I linked the message to where, like, you can see what it looks like.
Okay.
I'll
Kani, this one.
Because like I'm not prepared right now. So basically what Cinna is going to do is she's going to cast bless on everyone.
Nice.
Hashtag blessed.
You have a chance to do that before the initiative.
Oh, I do?
I'll say you do.
Cool. So everyone will be blessed, and then would I be able to get away and be sneaky and cast aid on everyone?
There's nowhere for you to sneak, but
Okay.
yeah.
No
I mean,
problem.
you can cast aid later, and I think everyone casted aid anyways, so you don't have to do that.
No problem. So if that's the case, Cinna will summon her spiritual weapon as her bonus action. And then she is going to whack it with her spiritual weapon.
Whack.
Whack, whack.
Alright.
Tall dark.
By the way, I rolled the initiative for my dudes. It's 14 for the tall dark guy, and some other thing that's not part of the combat yet is 15.
What?
Yes.
23 to hit?
A 23 to hit. 23 will... Wait, what are you hitting? What are you casting even?
There's a holy
spiritual
weapon.
weapons.
Yeah, spiritual weapon attack.
Spiritual weapon attack. Yeah, that would reach the creature. So yeah, okay.
And
Cinna, can you also add the initiatives of my two dudes?
yeah, sir. 7 damage for tall dude, and then that's her bonus action. And then as a cantrip, she's just going to cast Toll the Dead on it.
Nice.
So wisdom saving throw.
Got it. Does he have advantage on this? No, he doesn't. Okay. He's not very wise. Yeah, that's a fail. That's a 4.
Very, very yummy. Very yummy. So that would be
Oh, but you do notice that your bell tolls, but then it doesn't seem to be affecting him.
Oh,
shit.
It's necrotic.
Cinna, does he seem like
Probably-
a tiny bit or like 0 damage?
Nothing. He like, you see the bell like tolling on what seems to be his ears, but he doesn't even shake from that.
Cinna will yell at everyone and she'll say, "This guy seems to like necrotic stuff. Doesn't seem to have taken anything from my Toll the Dead."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Indeed.
And
you have done 7 damage. Good job.
yes, 7 damage. By the way, Cinna will not be up front. She'll be kind of like, I would say maybe 30 feet away. And yeah, that's it. I will add initiative now for the guy.
Okay, thank you. And let's not use feet for this one. I'll say that you're behind somebody and that you're trying to make yourself not be a target. But the creature still seems to be like 1 move away from everybody. So yeah, like just keep that in mind. Alright. So yeah, like you're hiding behind people so that he may not target you. Understandable.
Yep.
Okay. So
Cinna's behind Fenrir.
as you do. Alright. Okay. Next up in the initiative order is Rico. Go ahead, Rico.
No, Dante will go first. I told him to go first.
Okay, so Nabar's
Bonus action.
order there, Cinna?
Bonus action blade song. Got his cane up and then he just rushes. And then and then main action cast mirror image.
Cast mirror image. Okay.
Yes. And
Yes.
then I will just hit him twice with my cane.
Okay.
The-
mirror image is an action also, right?
Oh, that's true. So I guess I'm just going there to tank.
Hey, there you go. So you move 1 move towards it. So you're 1 move away from your party now, then. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Blade songed and mirrored.
Okay. So you're kind of like threatening this big thing right now.
Yeah, as a free action, can I try to communicate with it? Dante goes up, and then because he's like mirror image, like he also looks like he's like shadow form shifting, whatever. And then he's gonna speak to it in, he's gonna try to speak to it in Abyssal. So you guys just hear like, like from Dante. He's going to ask, he's going to say something like, stay your stay your hand, friend. We do not wish to mean. We do not wish for any further harm.
Okay. That doesn't seem like he's responding to that or registering that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just looming above you, and it's not even looking at you right now, but it registered your presence.
Okay. Wow. That's it. That's it for me.
Alright. So yeah, you're trying to tank for your party right now. Good job, Dante. Alright, next up we have Rico. Oh, this is actually a lot
Okay.
faster. Go, guys.
Hearing what Dante said, I will not attack. I won't attack the creature until it hurts anyone else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to ready an action. I'm going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip on the I'm gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip on the creature. And the triggering action is if I see it like harm any of my party mates. If I see any of my party mates harmed, I will cast it. And
Sure.
I'll also I'll also place my bonus action. What will I do with my bonus action? Let's see. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just ready my action and I'll also move like one move away from the creature. And
so you're 2 moves away from it. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, that'll be it. That'll be my action.
Sure. By the way, if you want, you can take note of how many moves away you are, like on your own thing or on trackers. I'm okay with that. That's okay, like, it's not overwhelming my mind right now yet. So okay, Rico 2 moves away. Everyone else 1 move away except for Dante, who's neck and neck. Got it. Alright, so we have, after that are the question marks. So, Rico, you notice that behind you, there seems to be some really weird looking creatures heading towards you. They're all 2 moves away from you right now, but then they are going to use their action to move twice, and now they're within your reach. And this is what you're seeing. Let me see if I can find a photo of it. But like, a description of it would be that it looks like it has arms all over the place. Like hooked arms. Have you ever seen the game, what do you call this? Dead Space?
No.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that kind of horror. It has hooked arms, 2 heads that look really, really disgusting. So yeah, let me see if I can find a photo of that.
Cool. So like
Yeah.
we can
Oh, okay,
attack
I
them.
do have a photo. Here we go. No, they can't attack right now. It used its action to get into melee with.
Where's the photo? Did you post it? Oh, okay. Oh my god, gross.
Yeah, so you're face to face with this thing right now.
Oh, shit. Wait, so they're like within reach of us.
They're within reach of Rico only, so 1 move away from the rest of the party.
Okay. And are they big?
No, they seems to be medium sized. They're like about as tall as Rico and about as wide as Rico.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, Rico, you're not alone. You see that right next to you now. It's like, oh my fucking god, what?
Gross.
Gross. Alright. And that's its action. No other entities right now. Okay. So, next up is... what do you call this? Fenrir. Go Fenrir.
Okay. So, since I don't know what Dante said to the
Yeah.
the guy, so I'll just cast Hunter's Mark on it for my bonus action
Alright.
and shoot it with my bow.
This is your Fiend Slayer bow, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Attack with your bow.
23 to hit.
23 to hit will hit, for sure.
Is it Fiend?
It is not a Fiend.
Okay. So I'll just attack it 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. 1d6 per... Oh, wait. I'll just roll 1d6 for this damage. So plus 4, so 18 damage. And then...
Oh, wait, where did the 1d6 come from? Is this
Hunter's
part
Mark.
Alright, okay. Gotcha. Okay. So that's 14 plus 4, 18 on the first.
Okay. Second attack. 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
16 damage.
Ooh.
And then the third one is 14 to hit. I don't think that hits.
Alright. Where did the D4 come from? Isn't that supposed to be D6?
Oh, d6. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
reroll. Just
okay.
roll 2d6 and then we'll take that instead. So that's 14 and 11. 14, 11, 25, plus 10, 35. Wow, dude. Deal
Nice.
so much damage with a +1 bow. Are you serious?
This is
Alright,
crazy.
so 42 plus 18, that'll bring it to 60. It's taken 60 damage so far.
Yes, and I will stay where I am.
From the 60 damage you see, it still looks healthy actually. It looks barely injured still. It takes your hits, but then it looks like it's not flinching very much, although it did flinch, indicating that it got hurt.
Okay.
Alright.
Turn.
Good job, that was a good turn. Okay, so lastly is Tall, Dark, and Deadly, dude. By the way, DJ, go ahead and play some tense music, because you're not exactly in a great position right now. So Dante,
Yeah.
you're in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah, okay, so that's what he'll do. Let's see here. Oh dear, okay. So Rico and everyone else, you notice that the tall dark creature is pointing a finger at Dante. It kind of like moves it just a little bit because of how tall it is. And Rico, do you want to do your thing now? Because you know you don't know what he's doing, but you think it's something bad.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll cast Scorching Ray at the 3rd level on him.
Okay. Sorry, was it
No,
Scorching Ray you were
Tasha.
holding or Tasha? Okay.
Tasha's Mind Whip, yeah.
Okay, so he has to make a wisdom save then, yeah?
No, that's an intelligence save, actually.
Ah, okay, intelligence. It's also not very intelligent. But that's a natural 20. -2, so 18.
Okay, so that will be... Hold on, let me check my spell DC. Did it increase?
I think now it should be like 17 or 18, somewhere
It's
around
17, so it passed.
there. Okay, it still takes
But-
half of your psychic though, no?
Yeah, I will roll the damage.
Alright. So as you see it pointing its finger up, you're like, no, fuck that shit. And then you use a mind whip to whack his hand, trying to make it go away.
Yeah, it's 5 points of psychic damage.
5. Is that already half?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay, so he takes 5 psychic damage. Not the worst thing in the world. 65 damage so far. Alright, so continuing his finger raising, pointing at. This guy's so rude, he just points at people. So, Dante, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh jeez, I'm not good at those. Is this a spell? I have advantage if I do. Wait, no, I don't.
Is
I'm
this
thinking
a
of a different.
spell?
No, I don't have advantage.
Yeah, you don't have advantage because
Save wisdom. I'm shit at this. Let's go. 5.
5. Oof.
Yeah, wisdom is
That's so
Dante's
bad.
dump stat.
Alright, so you take this much. What type is this? Necrotic. You take 13 necrotic damage.
Okay. No, I can't because it's not under absorb elements ang necrotic.
Oh, it's not, my dude.
Yeah.
This guy reeks of death. Alright,
30
so
damage
you
taken.
take 30 necrotic, and you are now frightened.
Okay, that just means I can't move closer to
Oh,
him,
wait.
right?
So hold on, I'm rereading it. While you're frightened, you also feel like the fear of death is like taking over your heart, Dante. You feel like you can't move a muscle right now. You're paralyzed.
Oh jeez.
What?
Frightened
Yeah.
and paralyzed?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Incapacitated. Fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Okay.
Alright, this is not a good position for you right now. Okay, so that was his first attack. He will do a second attack, but that's the last
Yikes.
one. Yeah, it's so this is really bad for you because this is a melee attack.
That'll be that'll be a flat roll for him. So I have cloak of displacement.
You took damage though, that's the thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay. So you have advantage.
He does indeed have advantage, but you have mirror image, so please use that because now's the time.
Okay, let me do so.
Now's the time, dude.
Oh, hang on. Rows and rows. A mirror. Oh, a blink.
My goodness, please make it.
Nope.
Nope.
Didn't roll enough, so it hits me. My AC is a 21 though.
Your AC is 21.
Yes.
However, his to hit is 29.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate indeed.
Even if I shield.
I know, and you can't shield because
See,
you're
I'm paralyzed.
paralyzed.
Yeah. Okay.
This is not a good position to be in. You're paralyzed, and he's in melee, so this will be a crit because of him hitting. That's the paralyzed condition for you, ladies and gents.
Mm-hmm.
And the 8 plus 6. This is the crit. You also have to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm not.
So go ahead and do that.
What for?
Are you?
This is for. It's part of the attack when it hits.
Okay.
What the fuck is this?
Con. That's -4, so that's 22.
-4. Okay, because of the constant. 22, so that's a good thing. You pass.
Okay.
So your max HP doesn't go down by that much.
Oh my god. Okay.
But you do take 61 damage though.
61 damage.
Yes.
Crazy. I am bloodied.
Yes, you are. Are you near death or just badly injured?
I forget. Wait, I have 47 hit points.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's badly injured.
Yeah.
So you're barely hanging in there. Like, if someone doesn't help you out right now, things could go really bad.
Yeah.
So okay. That's the end of his turn, though, so that's the good thing. And he's just in front of you, looming very insidiously. Okay. So that's the end of his turn. Back to the top of the round, we have Cinnabar.
Cinna is going to use her action to heal Dante, since he is pretty much how far. I think like she's going to take a step forward, so she's behind Dante. She's going to use her action to heal him, so she puts her hand out and then she touches his shoulder and then she says, Moradin, hear my heart's desire. Heal this wound with the power of fire. And then she will heal him for 70.
What? Wow.
Wait, sir. How much do you need?
As much as you can give me, yeah.
Yeah, that heals 70 hit points, yeah.
As in, like, will that max you?
No, it will not.
What do you need?
Oh, to go max? Something like
Yeah.
Let me do the math. 138.
I mean, you can't really discuss numbers this detailed.
Okay, so yeah,
Like,
you know what? I'll give you 70.
Okay.
I'll give you 70 HP. So she'll cast her heal spell as an action, and then her bonus action, her spiritual weapon will just very. I think at this point it's just tickling his ear or something. It's just like whacking his from above.
Wait, Cinna, question. The heal spell, it's the level 6 cleric spell, right?
Yes.
That spell should also be healing any like diseases affecting the target, so
Blindness, deafness, and any diseases. I don't know if that's paralyzed. What do you think, DM?
right?
no, this isn't any of those. If it took away fear, then that would be helpful, but it's not taking away fear. So there you go. Okay, so Dante is still paralyzed, but you got healed up 70.
Yeah. Thanks.
And then 1 second, let me just attack 27.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
My 10 damage.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, so 10 damage to the tall guy. That'll bring him to 75.
Yeah,
So
that's my turn.
he is still looking barely injured.
Barely injured.
So it's at this point that I want to remind the players that running is always an option.
The
Yeah.
fact that the GM has said that twice already
We
concerns
should just run, yeah.
we
Fuck
should
this
just
shit.
run.
This was intended to be something like this, so go ahead.
Got
Alright,
it.
so another thing, Cinnabar, at the end of the turn, you notice that the mist that you all were like trying to sideline is heading towards your direction.
Ooh.
It seems that it's 2 moves away from reaching you all
Oh
right
yes,
now.
DM wants us to run away. Let's run away.
Okay, all right.
Like, I don't care, we should run.
Cinnabar looks at she catches it from the corner of her eye, and she says, I don't think this is a good situation to be in. If anyone can get us out of here ASAP, that would be ideal. If not, I can get us out as soon as I catch my breath.
Oh, I just realized something. You have 2 companions, so I'll take their turns now, and then we'll just say that they have their turns after Tall Dark Dude. Keep
Okay.
it simple. Alright, so I'll take their turns now. Fiona and Ulf, they'll have their turns right now, so Ulf kind of like hears that and is like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. And Fiona says, I agree. So Fiona kind of sees that Dante is not in a good position. She notices that you're frightened. So she's gonna walk up to you and cast Heroism.
Oh.
So Dante, you are no longer frightened.
And I'm immune to that for a while, right? Or something?
You're immune to it while she has concentration on it.
Got it. Okay, I'm
Yes.
still paralyzed.
No, you're not. It's only paralysis if you're frightened.
Ah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So you kind of like shake off the fear because Fiona touches your like shoulder and tells you, "Do not worry, friend. I'll make sure that you meet your grandfather."
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and you also get temp HP. So your temp HP would be, I think this would be 8. So go ahead and give yourself 8 temp HP.
Taken.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Okay. So that was her move to get to you and cast that. She has no bonus actions to speak of, I think. Right, so that was Fiona's turn. Cinna, can you put Fiona and Ulf at the end, like after Tall Dark Deadly Dude?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And then on Ulf's turn, I gotta check the stats for this guy again. It's here somewhere. That page. Okay. Can you cast anything to help out with this? Okay, I think that'll work. He notices that Dante is not in a good position. So he like walks towards you and then he's like, "You wanna get the hell out of here, man?" He's asking for your consent, dude.
Dante?
Yeah.
You wanna get the hell out of here?
Dante will say, I can teleport up to 5 of us. One has to teleport on their own.
Then he says, "Well, shit. In that case, let me bring you back to the center." Alright. Wait, 5 of us. What spell are you thinking with?
Scatter.
Scatter. Ah, that'll bring you like at least 4 moves away. Oh, that's good.
I tell Dante like you guys teleport the rest. I can fly and teleport at the same time.
Alright, Bishop.
Alright. Okay, so with Ulf hearing that, we'll say, "I'll take this little one then. You ready to get the hell out of here?" Referring to Cinna. Alright.
Let's go.
Alright, so he teleports the both of you.
What does Ulf look like again?
Ulf looks like a little goblinoid guy.
Okay, all right. Cinna's just like, okay.
Okay.
Were you gonna decide
Cinna.
if he was gonna be a crush for Cinna or something?
Yeah, like if he was hot, you'd be like, yeah, pick me up.
Oh, jeez.
Wait. So
Yeah.
so Alf is teleporting Cinna away and then it's leaving the 4 of us around, right? Well, because I thought like what's the context here? Because if Alf is gonna take Cinna away, then surely I can fit into Dante's teleportation already.
I think so, yeah. So that's why, like, it's going to be him and Cinna, and then there's still about 5 of you left. Dante, Fenrir, Rico, Fiona.
Foreign.
Okay, oh, that'll be foreign.
Yes.
Still though, like, he knows that this is not a creature to be messed with, so teleports Cinna the fuck away from there. So the both of you go 150 feet, so that's about 5 moves away.
Yep.
That's 5 moves away from all of this crap. So, Cinnabar, you see your friends in the distance right now, really far away from you. As, we call this, as Ulf, like, creates a dimension door for all of you, for the 2 of you to get out of there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, so that is the end of Ulf's turn, because that's his action and his move. Okay. So next up we have Dante after that interaction. Go ahead, Dante.
Does Cinnabar still have her spiritual weapon in that area though? Maybe she can whack him up a bit.
Yeah, she can certainly do that.
Yeah.
So what do you do, Dante?
Actually, spiritual weapons feet is only 60 feet, so it kind of gets pulled away.
No, No,
Okay.
man, it doesn't have to be within 60 feet of you, so don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah.
para sa casting or not. Anyway, see.
Okay.
So Dante is going to look at the 4 creatures and think of them in his mind, and then he's going to, after thinking of that, the 4 creatures, he then also points at the dude who pointed at him, and then he says, "It is not polite to point." And then he will say, "Abuad oga lipad say," and then he casts scatter on everyone, including the bad guy. So the 4 allies will move forward 4 moves, and then the bad guy, if
Okay,
he
hold
fails,
on. I need to ask something real quick.
Yeah.
How long is the range of
1 move, 30
Scatter?
feet.
Okay, so it won't affect Rico because he's 2 moves away from you. But yeah.
Oh
it's
yeah,
okay.
because he moved back, no? In that.
Okay. That's fine. I can still teleport and fly. Just go
Okay.
lang. Just go.
Okay. Then I'll use the extra 1 for the other guy, the ugly guy with the 2 heads, I think. Yeah.
He's also too far away. He's 2 moves away.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's okay, dude.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
worry
yeah.
about it.
So kana the allies are moving forward, and the guy who pointed at me needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. Oh, okay, about the saving throw. So this should have happened in the beginning of your turn. But can you do a Constitution save?
Oh, just from being there.
Yeah, when you start your turn next to him,
Oh,
then this
jeez.
happens. Yeah. But it's not gonna be so bad. So, oh, yeah. There you go.
31 minus 4, 27.
I'll save. So you take, I think, half of this? Hold on. Or take. Oh, okay, so nothing happens. All right.
Exactly. So we're just pointing at
nothing
each other.
No, it's so funny. Okay, so now he has to make a wisdom save. Here we go.
Yes, please.
That's a 9, so he fails.
Fails. He teleports away 120 feet. So also 4 moves behind us. And then we move 4 moves ahead. So that's 8 moves between us.
Yeah, there you go. So that's 8 moves away. That's a good job I did.
Yeah,
Worth it
boy.
Is this 6th level? Worth it for
6th
6th
level spell, yes.
Excellent. Okay, so that is the situation. So Fenrir and Fiona and Ulf. Oh no, wait, no. Just the 3 of you, no? Fiona, you, Fenrir. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You all get closer towards Ulf and Cinnabar, but
Mhm.
you're like 1 move
One
away
move away.
from them.
Okay.
Yes. Alright. Okay, that was an excellent turn, Dante. Do you want to use your bonus action for anything?
Do I want to use bonus action for anything? No.
No.
Wait.
okay.
I will second wind actually.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
Yes, please. Okay. You can proceed while I roll.
Sure, okay, so after Dante is Rico. So, Rico, you're kind of like with this hooked horror piece of shit, and 2 moves away from you is the horned. Or no, it's not 2 moves anymore. It's about 6 moves. We'll say 5 because it's at an angle. It's 5 moves away from you. What do you do?
I'm going to use a sorcery point to cast distance spell while I do thunder step to double the range of it.
Wow.
Oh my god, yes.
It's,
That's 180 feet, yeah?
Yeah, and while I teleport away, that is 3d10 to the guy next to me if he's 5 feet close or 10 feet, and then I teleport 180 feet away towards where Ulf and Cinna was.
Towards where
further.
Ulf and Cinna was, but further. So you're 1 move away from them, almost.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. So that's going to be 3d10. Go ahead and roll your damage. I'll be rolling my save. It doesn't have any bonuses. Okay. Oh no, that was this number. I think he passes. It's like 20 plus. So he takes 7. Okay. Well, I mean, hooked horror is an actual creature. Hooked, ugly thing. Going to take 7 damage. Okay. You're far, far away from the battlefield at this point, but now it's going to be kind of like a chase sequence. So we'll still follow the initiative order.
And
Okay.
for my bonus action, since I'm so desperate to go far away, free from the mists, I suddenly use my bonus action to grow spectral red wings made of
Wow.
Oh
blade.
shit!
Ooh.
There you go. Okay, your flying speed is equal to your running speed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, understood. And then you move 30 feet some more, so that's like another move. So you're 2 moves away now. Okay. 2 moves away from Cinnabar, gotcha. And getting the fuck out of here. That was a good turn, Rico. Next up we have this, the hook thing. So that's like about 5 or 6 moves away from all of you guys. So it's going to be 2 moves away now as it dashes towards you, just going after you guys right now. Alright, that's its turn. Fenrir, what do you do?
How far away are we from the big guy?
I'll say that it's within range of your bow, your Fiend Slayer bow, so go ahead and attack.
Yeah, I'll
with
just
no
shoot at it.
disadvantage. Alright. You guys are kiting now?
Yep.
Oh my
30
god.
to hit,
Crazy.
18 damage.
That'll hit.
And then second, 18 to hit.
18 to hit, that will hit. And 10 damage.
10 damage.
28
And
so
last,
far.
26 to hit,
That'll
14
hit.
damage.
14 damage. So 28 plus 14, that'll be 32 and 42. 42 damage, dude. You're really not to be messed with. So 115, 117 damage taken so far. Okay.
Yeah.
It still looks
And-
barely injured.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Just for good measure, I'll just use a superiority die.
What?
Okay. You
Quick
can do
toss.
that, yeah. Quick toss.
And just throw a boomerang at it.
You have a boomerang?
Yep.
Okay. How far is the range of a boomerang, though? I've never heard of this kind of weapon. This is
60 feet, and then a long range is 120.
120. Ah, no, that's too far.
Oh, it
can't
doesn't
do
hit?
that. Yeah, you're more than 8 moves away at this point, so it's not gonna work.
Okay, so I'll just you.
You should run, man. If the mist catches up, you're never coming back.
No, I'm with everyone else. I'm just shooting.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so your boomerang
He's-
won't go.
It's
But-
huge.
Do you want to be?
Okay. Menacing? Will it affect him if so that he'll be afraid of us too?
Yeah.
Try it. You can try it. Go ahead. So you roll an additional d10. Go ahead.
5, so it takes 5 extra damage.
5 extra damage. That'll bring him to 122. And you tried to make it afraid of you with your menacing strike, but he doesn't budge.
Oh,
This thing
okay.
knows no fear.
I see. Okay,
Yes.
so that's it. I end my turn. I'll just move back because I still have movement, right?
Okay. So you make it to become 9 moves away from the creature. Okay.
Hmm.
That's probably for the best. Alright, next up is the tall, dark, and deadly dude. So I have to roll something here.
Oh
to
my
see
God.
if-
Oh no.
If he can teleport, I'll be so angry.
Okay, he doesn't get his finger thing back.
Ah.
Yeah. Alright. But do you notice now that it was just walking towards you?
Oh Jesus.
But now it's like, it seems to be floating.
Uh-huh.
And as it's floating, it's like kind of 10 feet up in the air and
Uh-huh.
heading towards the all of you. It is now about the furthest person should be Rico and Fenrir, so it's about 7 moves away from the two of them.
Hmm.
Yes. Which means that it's like 5 moves away from your current position, Dante. Alright, so that is the end of its turn as it dashed. Okay, next up we have Fiona and Ulf. Fiona and Ulf are like looking at Fenrir trying to shoot it down and says, if it doesn't look injured yet, we should just focus on running. She's not even looking back, she's just running forward, just saying that to you because she doesn't want to look back. So yeah, she dashes along with Ulf. Ulf also dashes, so yeah, trying to just maintain the distance here.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Okay, so that's their turn. Cinnabar, it's your turn. You're with Dante right now, about 5 moves away from the big bad guy, and he's floating in the air right now.
Oh my God. All right. So question.
Yeah.
While I am running, can I yell to Bishop, boss, if we ever happen to need to go somewhere, did we ever set a previously designated sanctuary?
I yell back, let's go as far as we can and meet at the shadow gate where we arrived.
Okay, and then second question, but this is mechanical. I used up my 6 spell slot for heal. Can I use my 7th one for Word of Recall?
Word of Recall.
To upcast
Oh,
it?
nice.
Yeah, I think you can do that.
Yeah, right? You
Yeah,
should.
you can upcast
Problem
anything.
with upcasting.
Okay, cool. But the only problem is I can cast up to 5 people.
Yeah, so that is a bit problematic.
Well, you
okay.
choose your least favorite person to.
Take
It's
the
all-
ones who cannot teleport. Take the ones who cannot teleport, and then I don't know. I think I can catch up as well since I can fly.
All right, sige. Then I will take Fenrir. I will take Ulf because he saved me. I'll take Fiona because I don't know what her things are, and then me and up to 5 willing creatures. So me, Ulf, Fenrir, Fiona. Yeah, I can cast everyone
Oh, okay.
within 5 feet of me. Are they within 5 feet of me?
The
No, only
only people
Dante.
within 5 feet of you is Dante.
Oh fudge!
You can
Can
move
I-
towards them so that
Yeah.
Dante is left behind though.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, Rakadante.
Yes, Dante looks at Cinnabar and says, "Do not worry about me. I can feel like I can move quicker than you."
Hey,
Cinna stops for like 1 millisecond. She's like, yeah. And then she will, as an action, she will cast Word of Recall.
okay, so you move towards everyone else.
Yeah.
Hold on. Who else was far ahead? Oh no, Fiona and Ulf dashed. You're too far away from them for this move.
Oh, we have to gather around if.
Yeah, you do have to gather around, but you are
Okay.
yelling this to them, so you can plan this around, okay?
Okay.
You can plan this around.
Okay. So I can't do it in this move. I guess. Can I
Ready it, ready it. Yeah,
Yeah.
ready it.
Yeah, you can do that. So you go towards them so that you're a bit closer, and then you yell that to them, and you're readying word of recall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will ready the word of recall spell for when everyone is roughly in the
Yeah,
same
I
area.
understand. Roughly in the same area. Understood. And you can word of recall everybody. Is that
Cool.
right?
I
Is
can
that
word of
it?
recall everybody. It basically says you and up to 5 willing creatures within 5 feet of you.
I see. But there's how many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay,
There's
one
6 of
person
us.
gets
So
the
it's Cinna and 5 willing creatures, it says. That's the wording. So it's
You
All
and up to
right,
5
so that's 6
willing.
people. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Correcto mundo.
Mm.
All right, so that'll do. Okay, understood on this. So go ahead, everybody.
So I will, yeah, that will be my action already.
Good job. Cinnabar already being the MVP, just like that. Okay.
Oh, bonus action. My my spiritual sanctuary is just banging at its toes because it's floating.
It's too far away. It got teleported 120
Oh, right.
feet away.
Okay, then my spiritual weapon's gone now.
Yeah, it's just like, staying there, being menacing.
Yeah, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Good turn, good turn. Okay, so Dante, you heard Cinnabar's call to action. What do you do?
Mm. Wait, oh my god, we're gonna backtrack?
it's honestly it's better than getting caught by this mist because there's no other place we also
How do you know if
of.
the shadow gate doesn't have mist or anything?
Is there any other place we know of that we can?
Yeah, I mean, you're not really familiar with this place, so like any random direction or a place you're already familiar with are kind of your options.
Not even like Evernight, like like the town square of Evernight or whatever.
Yeah, did we not
You
pass
haven't-
by Evernight?
You haven't been there yet. You were traveling towards there until this happened.
Man, like even in the whole time Dante was trying to study during the downtime, there was nothing that we could have used.
I don't think so, no, because like there's not really much talk about Evernight, because you figured that the library you had access to in the 10-day didn't really focus on that thing.
Yeah, okay, Dante is gonna mark that library like lower on his list.
No problem. More
Okay.
useful for other things, just not here.
Okay then. Sige, go. Dante is going to move next to Cinnabar then, and just dodge action.
Just dodge action. Okay. You move towards her, you're within 5 feet of her now.
Yes.
Within range, and then you dodge, just in case. Okay.
Mhm.
Alright. That's good, that's good. You're setting up for this. So Rico, it's your turn next.
How far am I from Cinna? Would I be like 120 feet or something?
You wouldn't be 120 feet. You're within like one move if you dash towards her.
Then I will do that. I will use my action to dash towards her and be like 5 feet within Cinna.
Gotcha. Alright. So you're there now. That's 2 people now. Next up is the question marky boy. The question marky boy is just dashing, like running like hell towards you. So he's within 2 moves of the party now. He's closing in.
I yell out like, quickly guys! To Cinna.
To Cinna. Alright. That's its turn though. And you notice in the distance there's another creature incoming. It looks like the hooked guy but different.
Okay.
And yeah, there are more enemies coming in, it seems. It seems to be 3 moves away though, so that's the good thing. Alright. That is the end of their turn. Fenrir, it's your turn.
I'll just move towards Cinnabar.
Alright, you move towards Cinnabar. Maybe take a dash if you need to.
Yes.
Alright, you're within 5 feet of Cinnabar. Then this might be the tall dark dude's last turn before y'all escape. So let's see if he can do anything. Nope, that won't do. Dang, I was hoping he'd roll it. Okay. So he's just heading towards you all. He's about not 5, about 4 moves away from you all now. But that's it, that's his turn. He can only go closer. Alright, Fiona and Ulf, they both also dash towards you. And then Cinna says, they both say, "Now Cinna, hurry up!" Oh.
So
Sean,
yeah,
are you there?
so Cinna, she notices that everyone is roughly within range, and she just kind of like bows her head for a bit, and suddenly everyone looks like they're surrounded in like holy fire, and yeah, they teleport away.
Yeah.
Okay, and you teleport towards the Shadow Gate, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
The entrance to the Shadow
that's what we, I know, decided on. I have no idea what's waiting for us.
You have no idea what's waiting for you. Okay. So you all head towards there. The hooked horror and its companion, they're closing in towards everybody. The knight, the big ass thing, the big tall dark dude is also closing in. I'll say for the sake of drama, he also recharges his thing and he's starting to point his finger at one of you. But before that, y'all teleport the fuck away from there.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. All of you get inspiration for that. You all escaped, and it was so coordinated. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, replenish that inspiration, everybody. Does everyone have 2 now, or like
What's the max?
I have 2.
the max?
I have all 3 still.
The max
Oh,
is
no, you
2,
don't
right?
keep 3, dude. It's just 2.
Yeah. So I
okay.
have 2 also.
Yeah,
I have 2.
there you go. You might want to start using those, guys, because like it's towards the end of the campaign. Anyways.
Okay.
So you all are back there, and yeah, you feel safe, like, you know, for a second, and then you realized that, wait a minute, this wasn't like this a while ago. You seem to be surrounded by mist.
Oh.
It's also here.
Yeah, this wasn't here a while ago.
Oh shiz.
Yeah. Rico, it's at this point that some very bad memories are coming in right now. Do you want to have a moment?
I still have my wings, and I just like look on in horror, but I tell everyone we have to keep moving and run.
Is
You have to
the-
keep moving and
Is
run.
this thing surrounding us like as in a circle, or there's a path
Yeah,
that we
what is
can?
it? Or is it
Ah,
approaching
okay.
us?
The atmosphere right now is that you seem to be surrounded by mist.
Oh
So
shit.
you can barely see out very far right now.
Oh shit! And the gate is gone.
Now you can see the gate, but then like right now you're surrounded by mist.
Okay. Okay, then I start panicking, and I tell everyone link up with me, and then I start grabbing my.
No, can we just go to the
Uh,
gate? Is the gate open?
Okay. Yeah, do we have time to run to the gate?
You can barely see the gate, and you can head towards it if you want.
Barely see the gate. Is it because the mist is blocking it on the way, or what?
Oh well, yeah, the mist is everywhere, so yes.
Oh my god.
You can barely see it.
I was thinking I cast plane
Plane
shift and
shift?
just get there, yeah. Because fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit. I mean, up to you. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the plan? Is
I'm
someone
casting-
plane shift?
I'm casting plane shift and returning to the material plane.
Okay, so Rico takes out the material component, and normally it hums when you're like pulling it out from your component pouch or wherever you store it. but
Yeah.
right now it doesn't seem to be humming.
Are you
Oh.
kidding? But it works, right? We're getting out of there.
I mean, you are trying to cast the spell, and do you want to go ahead and do it?
Yeah, I'm casting it.
Okay.
I might fail.
So you cast the spell, but then
Nothing happens.
nothing happens.
What?
Oh.
And Cinna's like holding her Earth Shaper out, and she's like, "Boss, what's taking so long? The mist.
It's not working for some reason. What the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
Having
we
so
are
much fun right now.
You bully. We wait.
You
So
fucking bully.
it's one.
Hey guys, it's the Shadowfell. What can I say?
Yeah, Fenrir
so-
just
oh my God.
draws both his swords.
Okay.
Can
draw.
Cinna make a perception check to see if like there's anything like a warding thing that's stopping the magic from happening?
Sure. And anyone else can also roll some kind of check if you wish to.
I will roll
Go ahead.
investigation.
Fuck, I rolled a natural
Intelligence
one.
check to see if this is some illusion.
Yeah, I'm gonna do again and like see if there's like arcane magic.
Sure. Good. Everybody who wants to do
Wow.
a check, you can do a check.
I'm rolling dog shit.
Oh dear.
Wait. Let me check something.
Dante got a 21 investigation.
Okay, nice.
Oh,
Oh,
perception.
27 perception.
Perfect.
Nice.
Whoa, that's great. Rico got a 14. What kind of check is that, Raf?
To see if there's some sort of illusion.
Okay. So, let's start with the person who rolled first. So, Cinnabar, you don't really see anything. It's just mist all around. You see the outlines of the gate, but yeah, like that's really all you see.
Yeah.
And then Dante, you were trying to figure out what again? Or like, yeah, can you repeat what you were trying to figure out?
If it's possible to think of a way out of here or to be safe, I want to get that information.
That's the thing though, like you don't know much about this sort of situation. You do remember Rico saying that if you're surrounded by a mist, that's usually meaning that it's like it's access to a dread plane.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like your main concern right now.
If Dante makes an extra dimensional space in this location right now, will we be unaffected by the mist?
You're not sure. Like, I don't know if that would have been part of your studies.
Yeah. Can you take a guess?
You can certainly try. Like, this isn't something I think that you would have found in a book. The best that information you could have gathered is that the Dreadlord, and because you rolled 21, I'll let you know, the Dreadlord has kind of like almost full control over what goes on in the plane.
Shit.
Yeah. So.
But we're not
they
there yet.
decide-
Are we in the dread plane already?
Well, it certainly seems like from what you've read, there are some qualities that coincide with that.
Oh, ridiculous. Okay. Okay. Dante relays that to the group. He says, I do not think we are in the regular Shadowfell. I believe we are in the dread plane already. In a dread plane.
Alright. Before you continue though, Rico, you have 14. This was if it's an illusion, right? So, it might be an illusion. Unfortunately, you didn't roll too high.
I'll use my favorite by the gods to raise that roll. Is that fine?
Yeah, you could do that if you want. Go ahead. Six.
So that's an artificial 20.
Yeah, that's way better. Okay. So, yeah, drawing on your godly knowledge. So, You think to yourself, no, this isn't an illusion. It's something much more powerful. Only really powerful creatures or something that they conjured up themselves could prevent a spell as powerful as Plane Shift from allowing to be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You're pretty certain that, because you remember this feeling from when you were originally the Red Knight.
Hmm.
From your check, it's not an illusion. This is a very familiar and unpleasant feeling. And in Fenrir's case, a perception of 27. So Fenrir, you're used to, darkness and mist and things being obscured. So you look out into the distance. You do notice that the gate seems to be there, the outline of it. But you try searching in other directions as well. You take a look at the floor first, and you notice that it seems to be a paved road that all of you are standing on right now. And the paved road, like the first direction, because it goes two different ways, it seems to be heading towards what seems to be the gate. And then on the other side, you see like some kind of stone structure in the distance. It's very faint, but you can see it.
I tell the group about those two directions.
Yeah, so that would be like one direction going north
gate.
and then another going south. Yeah.
Since Cinna rolled a 1 and a 2, she's so short she can't see it. She's just like, where?
Where? What are you talking
Where?
about? What the fuck are you talking about? Alright. Okay.
I tell them that the gate seems to be that way and something else is on the other side. So are we
Man.
going to the gate? Are we running towards
So
it?
DM,
Yeah.
So confused.
when we entered the Shadowfell through the gate originally, were we already in a plane, or was it because we teleported back here and there was mist around?
Yeah, so it seems to be that when you teleported here back to the gate, right? Or back to the location of the gate, you realized like a couple of seconds later that you're surrounded by mist. Because you're all just relieved, like, oh my god, we got out of that.
Okay.
Then you got like a bearing of what's going on around you.
With Dante's investigation, would he, knowing that we're in the dread plane, would he know if we go through the gate again, would we get out of it, or would it be useless?
You don't know. You've never been in this situation before.
Okay. So yeah, I guess the party shares everything they've learned, and we have a
Yeah.
decision to make.
Yes, you do. What do you want to do, and where do you want to head?
We can try passing through the gate again.
Dante says that is the safer option, I believe. But my curiosity is drawing me towards the other side, but yes, Dante will vote for going to the gate as well.
Vote for going to the gate. Everyone else, you have a say in the matter if you want. Ulf and Fiona also want to check out the gate first, so that's their votes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Like, I saw the gate first, so let's go.
Cinna will look at Bishop and she says, I'll go wherever you go, boss.
Right. We have to leave now, or we'll be here for the next 1,000 years.
Oh, dude. That's not nice. Oh.
Yeah, don't do us dirty, Linc.
Mhm.
Don't worry, guys. But yes, I'm glad that you do feel dread right now. That's the whole point of a dread plane. Alright, so you head over towards there. Okay. And you feel like you should be getting closer now, but as you're walking towards it, why does it seem like it's never getting closer? You're wondering.
The space between the gate is warped. We can't get close to the gate. We'll have to.
Yeah.
I guess the stone structure is the second option.
It seems to be, yeah. Everyone, so Fiona and Ulf also say, what if we try teleporting towards it? So, Ulf, he doesn't have his ability ready anymore, so he asks Dante or Rico, who he noticed has done teleporting. Like he says, Rico, what if you try using that thunder step thingy of yours to get there?
It's an expensive teleportation, but
He says, like, you can try it with me, or you can try it with Lady Fiona over there.
Okay. I take Ulf and we try to thunder step forward to the gate.
Alright, you try to thunder step forward towards the gate, and you are able to cast thunder step, so that's good. But you only seem to be 120 or 90 feet-ish. If you want to use distance spell also, like,
I'll
if
use
you want-
distance spell to double it, so we're right at the gate.
Okay, so you double it, that's like 180 feet. So you teleport 180 feet towards that direction. And you're 180 feet away from your party right now, but it doesn't look like it's any closer than when you started off.
what?
Okay, we walk back and we're like, yeah, the space here is fucked.
The space here is fucked. Yes, it's pretty messed up.
Dante then just turns around and looks at the other structure, and then Dante says, well, I guess since we can't head out the door, might as well meet our unsolicited host.
Our unsolicited host. Yeah.
Let's go.
And at this point, right, like, as you are all deciding this, Fenrir, you hear something in your head. And it sounds like the voice of a lady. And she says, well, this is a pleasant surprise. Then she says, come, darling, to my castle. It's time we have a reunion.
What is this? I was like, where do I go?
Do we hear that?
No.
No,
No,
only
only
Fenrir.
Did we only just hear Fenrir say, "Where do I go?"
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so scary. Oh, oh my god, that's kind of creepy.
What the hell? Is this his mom?
Possible.
Fenrir,
His
did you?
mo-
Yeah,
We haven't
I just
decided yet.
asked, where do I go? Which direction do I take?
And then the voice says, head towards the castle. Don't worry. We'll be interrupting your path. I'll make sure of that.
Hmm.
And I basically tell the party, I think we should head towards that castle structure.
Okay. That seems to be our other option.
Yeah,
Let's-
Dante's already walking.
Alright, I'll head in that direction. And as you head in that direction, the mist is really everywhere and it feels very like a heavy atmosphere.
Yeah.
If you thought that the atmosphere in the Shadowfell was very hostile, this one's also just very heavy and damp. Feels like it's hard to breathe, but you can breathe normally though. It
Mm.
just feels heavy.
Yeah.
Just the depression setting in.
Depression sets in. Okay, so as you're heading there, the mist is still heavy as fuck, but you start to see other structures. It seems to be that, like, the structures that you're seeing, they seem like villas. They seem like the typical buildings that you see in villages or cities.
Mm.
Yeah, like you see that in the distance, and as you get closer, and this time, like, the space doesn't seem to be warped. Like, the closer you get, the bigger the buildings become eventually. And then you start to see people, like, just going around doing their own thing. You see, like, a person, what do you call this? Working on their leatherworking tools. You see other people doing their own crafts, like creating armors and weapons, that sort of thing.
Can Cinna sort of like do a very surface level scope of like what they're creating and like the style that they're doing it in? She's gonna sort of like mentally log this for like she wants to create something in that same fashion.
Hey, I like the way you think. Okay, so the creatures that you see crafting, like, some of them look like your typical creatures, dwarves, humans, elves, that sort of thing. They seem to be crafting their own stuff. This doesn't look like some really high-grade stuff. This looks like normal stuff. So you immediately get turned off by that prospect. It's like, I already know all this.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you notice. It's still fine craft, but it's nothing compared to the stuff you've made recently. Yeah. So you notice that. You notice them and they notice you as well. They kind of like give a nod as you're passing through. But you notice that their skin color seems to be a lot more pale compared to like your normal average humanoids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, like that's what you notice so far. Fenrir, you hear the voice saying, "Don't mind those people. Come straight to me. Don't keep me waiting, darling."
And I just say, I really think we should go to that castle.
We should really go to that castle. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you do notice there seems to be some kind of community here who doesn't seem to be hostile, but rather indifferent to your presence right now. Alright, and you all head on over to the castle. Yeah, you're at the castle front now at the gates. The gates seem to be guarded by what seems to be two armored people who are on either side of the gate on what seems to be like towers above. And then on top of that, the towers above, they have like gargoyle statues on top of it, just perching, looking in the distance. Yeah. Then the guards register your presence. They kind of like do a little salute thing. And then they start opening the gate for you to enter.
As we pass by, I try to ask the guards, who is the master of this domain?
And then he says, "I shall let the lady decide to introduce herself. But you may enter without any harm or any... I'm trying to look for the term. Or any hindrance. Go ahead."
Fenrir says it seems we're expected. And he moves forward.
Okay. Alright, everyone else following with Fenrir, I suppose.
Yeah,
And then
I follow.
Yeah.
you go through what seems to be an antechamber. You go up like a flight of stairs. Because like it seems to be that the guards are positioned in a way where they're like making your path clear for you in a sense. You know how like guards station themselves in a certain way to make it clear where you're supposed to head?
Right.
Yeah, so that's very much the vibe right now. And then you get led into what seems to be a throne room of some kind.
Wow.
Yeah. And over there, there's also like a dining table that's like a bit ahead of the throne itself. And sitting on the dining table and not the throne is a lady. And I'm going to be putting a picture so that you all kind of get an idea of what she looks like. Here we go.
I was gonna ask, like, is she hot? Then I remember, wait, I'm a married man.
Cinna's asking if she's hot.
I'll let you all be the judge of that.
Oh, hey.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright.
she is, but she needs like proper table manners with how
Yeah, I
she's.
know, right? It was
Yeah,
like
she.
I would rate her pretty high, but also she needs like a napkin.
Yeah, Dante's OCD is just like triggered so much. Like, oh, you're wasting
So
so
is she
much.
actually like drinking and spilling like wine over her as we enter?
And then Fenrir just said, I don't think that is wine.
Oh.
She's,
Oh.
she says, well, this is a pleasant surprise. Come, sit with me. Connect with...
Yes. Who are you and what do you want with my hair? No, who are you?
What with my hair? She says, oh now, is that how you speak to your mother?
Wow!
Oh jeez.
Fenrir just says, Mother, what are you talking about?
And then she says, come, sit. We shall talk about it in detail. And then she looks at your friends and says, all of you, I expect you to behave.
Okay. with my experience, I'm just like, I'm not gonna fuck around with dreadlords. So yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, and this is such a pleasant surprise. I get to see the Red Knight reincarnated. And what seems to be... Then she kind of thinks for a minute, looking at Dante from head to toe. Aren't you Aro's grandson?
Ooh.
Yes, but how do you know him? Has he been here before? Is he still here? Dante's just asking.
She says, in due time. First, I'd like to reconnect with my son, if you don't mind. Family matters and all that.
Of course.
You. And then I just asked, you know of Malar?
And then she says, oh yes, I know all about him.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah. And then she says, yes, I do know about Malar. Or you see, looking at Fenrir, that's our child together over there. Then she says, ah yes, I remember when I had to leave you. Your father said something about making sure that you become strong one day. And then she chuckles and says, my, and look, here you are now, right before me, and not dead. Isn't that a thing? As she continues to drink from her, what seems to be wine, but then you realize as it's dripping from her mouth that that can't be wine, it's way too viscous.
Mm.
It seems to be blood. And Fenrir just says, and after all these years, why do you decide to introduce yourself to me? And what do you and my father have against me? I mean, I've lived my life pretty badly, I might say. I didn't grow up in proper circumstances.
And then she says to you, Well, I do not know the ways of your father, other than the fact that he believes that only the strongest deserve to live. And so he told me when I bore you that I should leave you alone and see if you survive even as an infant. And she kind of like says to you, it was not easy for me, let me tell you that. I didn't want to do that, but your father insisted. And he said, don't worry, no spawn of mine, no real spawn of his rather, would succumb to lowly creatures outside of our zones. And she kind of like takes a look at you from head to toe and she says, and he must have been right. You do not look like a normal person to me.
And Fenrir just mutters under his breath, you both have got to be the worst parents a person can have.
And then she chuckles and says, sure. And you'd rather be a pampered little man, would you? Well, it's too late to worry about things like that. You're here now, I'm here now, and, well, me and your father, we decided that if you got to reconnect with both of us, that we would give you a gift for being able to make it this far.
And as soon as Fenrir hears that, his ears start moving. You know how the dogs like when they
It's like-
hear.
It's like Pavlov's dogs, you know? It's like
Yeah.
sound and stuff.
Like hearing the bell or the whistle.
Oh no.
Like hearing the bell whistle.
And he just comments like, you have a lot of making up to do, mother.
Then she says, very well. Then how about I start with your gift?
So as I said, Fenrir is a fairly simple person, right? So he says, gift sounds nice.
I love how simple these guys think, you know? The more power, the better. I love it. Alright, so anyways, Fenrir, you head on over to your mother, and she kind of like stands up. She hovers her hand over your claws and says, Malar, if you can hear me, your son has finally reunited with us. Let us celebrate this family reunion, shall we? And then you hear Malar's voice once again, Fenrir saying, indeed, he has earned this gift. So only Fenrir hears that, as well as this lady
The dread
who
lady.
hasn't revealed herself yet.
Mm.
And then so Fenrir, she holds both of your hands over your claws, and from there she kind of like makes, there's kind of like an energy emanating from the hands. So it's like a dark kind of energy at first. So all of you are seeing that and you're thinking like, oh my god, is this some kind of dark gift? What's happening? So, yeah, and then after the darkness emanates, it looks like it's roaring and very violent for a while. And then it starts to gather, it's kind of like condensing to a point on your claws. And as it's condensing, it seems to be emanating electricity. The smaller and smaller the energy forms as it goes towards your claws, Fenrir. And then it goes all the way until it seems like just a tiny dot on your claws. And after that, the energy disperses. It looks like a burst of electricity going all throughout your claws. And if anyone has seen like Hunter x Hunter, it's like Killua's lightning emanating thingy all around him.
Mm.
Yeah. And then the energy dissipates, and after that, Fenrir, you feel so much stronger now. You feel like you can make a giant fall down by just tapping him with your finger.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the kind of power you feel right now. So, Fenrir, go ahead and upgrade your gauntlets of ogre power to a belt
Ooh.
of storm giant strength.
Ooh.
Awesome. So with this, like Fenrir looks at his claws and he feels very strong, right? He raises his hands in the air and says, "Unlimited power."
Unlimited power.
Cinna like leans over to Rico Bishop and she's like, I mean, like, when I go to a family reunion, my mom just gives me a sweater.
Dante just says, "At least you still have family reunions."
Oh, dude.
Sad boy.
I tell him to like, that's true. My parents are dead too.
Oh, dude. Yeah, both of your parents, dude, in both lives. Yeah.
I'm committed to having almost all my characters have like happy family lives.
Okay, Sean, we need that in our games.
Yeah.
All right, and then after that, the lady says, "Well then, I hope you'll be happy with that." And then she says, "Please dine with me. I've never had a chance to have dinner with my own flesh and blood."
Because of that, the Fenrir just asks, right? So,
Okay.
would you mind telling me about all of this? What do you do? And where have you been all my life?
Dante, Dante, Dante also,
Yeah.
No.
Dante also whispers to Fenrir, "You can start with her name first."
Yes. Because Fenrir just explains, right, that at least father actually took on a human form and bonded with me for a bit of my life. He, I would say, with all of his deception, he's been able to basically teach me everything I know about battle, survival, that is proper. Because up until that point, I was just living off of my instincts. So at least in a small form, he was able to be somewhat of a father to me. But where were you?
Okay. So she kind of like takes a second to digest that in. Because she hasn't been really paying attention to all that, it seems. And then she says, "I'm glad to hear that your father was around for you. But you see," and then at this point she says, "Son, I am Lady Bianca." So y'all can like put that in your notes now. Lady Bianca. She says, "I am Lady Bianca. I am the vampire lord. I'm a very old creature, and I cannot live in the sunlight. And so I decided to stay in the Shadowfell." And then she kind of says, after a little pause, that it would not have been a good idea for me to stay in the material plane, for I need to feed off of blood, and not only that, but paladins looking at Lady Fiona would be hunting me down if I were to stay in that plane. And so I needed to be separated from you. She kind of like insinuates that you would be in danger if you knew that, if people knew that you're the offspring of a vampire. So yeah.
Fenrir just nods, says, I see. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and so she says, "Dear, it was not meant to be, and your father had the right idea. If you're able to survive on your own, then you would eventually meet me someday."
So why did you bring us here?
And then she says, "Well, to see you, of course." And then she takes a pause and says, "But, you know, that's not the only reason." She looks at Dante at this point and says, "Your grandfather, I know that man. And he and I, we have worked together a couple of times in the past."
He is currently missing from the material plane, and we've heard tell that he's still here in the Shadowfell. I was hoping to come see him and, if possible, bring him home.
Then she will say, "Indeed, let us discuss that over dinner." Which, speaking of a meal, do y'all want to eat lunch right now?
You can.
It's
You were
like-
gonna say, like, do you want to have the blood that she's offering?
Oh no, she knows that you're all humanoid, so she's like, "It's okay. I prepared normal food for all of you."
Normal food. Okay.
Khen says, I'll take steak, thank you.
And she says,
You just-
"Ah yes, just like your father."
He's just
She's like, I
enjoying.
cooked some of the villagers you passed by.
Oh my god.
Aw, shit.
Oh my god, it's like, oh. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Unless she actually did.
Oh no, and she kind of looks at Lady Fiona and says, "Don't worry. We shall not be enemies over here. After all, you wouldn't want to be hurting your friend's mother, would you?"
Do you have a vegetarian option?
And she says, "Darling, you are aware that we're in the place where no life can thrive, right?"
I just thought I could ask. Right.
I jokingly tell Cinna when I was in the Dread Plane, I had to mostly eat vermin and small animals, so yeah, no vegetarian options here.
No vegetarian or vegan options here, dude.
Right. Cinna's very unsettled.
Aw. Sorry, Senna.
Oh no, she's not. She's not unsettled about the vegetarian options. Just like the thought of a bishop like eating vermin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty disgusting. All right, so yeah, I guess we can take a break here.
Lunch?
It's
Yes.
it's pretty fitting because you guys are eating in game and out of game.
Yeah.
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 Coolio.
13.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, let's
I'm fine with 30
reconvene
minutes.
in about 30 minutes, so that'll be 12:35. Sounds
Sounds
good?
good. Sounds good.
Coolio.
good.
Boy.
Alrighty. Bye, guys. See y'all
Bye.
later. I'll just be lurking,
Me too.
but I'll take a leak first, so BRB. Okay, so continuing on. So you all were eating your dinner and you were catching up. You kind of like got some of the adventures that your mom went through while she was creating the Dread Plane, because she had to kind of like create it from scratch. So for Rico, this is both fascinating and awful because you're figuring out now how Dread Lords become Dread Lords and also like how they make their Dread Plane. Yeah, so it's both fascinating and terrifying.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I feel, and then I'm just thinking to myself, this chick seems much more nicer than Cornelius.
Oh yeah, like seems to be. I guess you kind of just guessed that maybe she's in a good mood because she's reunited with her son.
Yeah. She's
she
in a
seems-
good mood. She seems
She
nice
seems-
once she got past the whole like vampire thing.
Exactly. Okay, so anything you all want to ask her? So I remember Dante wants to know about Arturo Amaro, but yeah, let's go one by one. So Dante, you want to know about your grandfather, right? Like whatever she knows. Do you want to start by asking particular questions, or you want her to just?
Can we start with someone else? Because I'm still eating.
Oh, okay, no
Uh,
problem.
Yeah.
We'll start with, I guess, I mean, Fenrir and her are catching up, so, like, no need to do that part. So, Fenrir, you basically know that, she's been busy in this plane,
Yeah.
kind of like, gathering alliances, one of the allies being Arturo Amaro. And then, what else? She's also just been, like, amassing her power so that she can do the ritual to create a dread plane of her own. And after that, her plan was basically to just rule over this place and just be around whenever she needs to be for some of her dread plane allies or some of her other allies who aren't from this realm, that sort of thing.
Mm. I guess his question after all of that would be, what now, right? How do we move forward from this knowledge that she's around, she's my mother, and is there a way for me to communicate with her if and when I leave this plane?
Okay. Well, she says that, how about this? If you ever want to come back here, then just go back to where you originally were. I'll keep a permanent mist being around that location.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah. Alright. So now you know a way to go back to her if ever you want to.
Yeah.
I think everyone would also be concerned about how to get out. So I'll take the liberty of answering that right away.
yeah.
So to get out, basically you either kill Lady Bianca, which I don't think Fenrir wants,
No.
or or you basically let her be the one to get you out because she has complete control over the plane, so she can take you out of it if she desires.
Is there a teleportation circle here?
In here, she says, no teleportation circles around here. I don't want anyone being able to jump in here whenever they like. For security reasons, I assure you.
And I asked Lady Bianca as well, like, how is it you're aware of me and even recognize me as the Red Knight? Do you know of Cornelius as well?
She thinks about the name Cornelius for a bit, and then she's like, yes, I remember Cornelius. That fellow, I did not know him very well, but apparently he wanted to. So she basically tells you that he was trying to kind of take over the Moonshay Isles. So yeah, like it seemed to be that was his plan there, like make the mist go all over the place, get all of the residents, and kind of just rule over the place. And eventually his mist would go all the way east from the Moonshay Isles towards Faerun.
Mm.
Yeah, that was his plan. And then she's like, it was a very stupid plan, really. If you're going to overstretch your hand like that, then eventually somebody would take you down.
Yeah, that's true. I did end up killing him.
Right. I heard that he killed you first, though, but let's not talk about that, I suppose.
That's true. It's a very sore subject.
Yeah, and then she kind of like senses how uncomfortable you feel and says, "Don't worry, darling, I won't do anything to you. You're a friend of my son, and I shall make sure that you're safe in my plane."
That's good to know.
Alright. Okay. So Fenrir, your question was how to move forward with that knowledge, right?
Yes.
So yeah, she tells you that you can come back here anytime, and then she says that, well, I have my own agenda over here, my son. I cannot simply leave my dread plane as of this moment. And then she says that there are some very powerful, or not very powerful, but some very skilled artisans over here, and I'm going to be overseeing their protection while I have this plane.
Oh.
And she says that that's what I will be doing for my allies, at least for the next several years. What happens afterwards, we shall see.
Mhm. Yeah, so Fenrir basically says, so I see. So I guess it shall be I who will visit you if I need to see you.
Yeah, she says it will have to be like that for now, my son. Or if I leave my dread plane, then no one will be able to prevent people from coming in.
Yeah, Fenrir nods.
Alright. So she says that I think that the gift I left you should be enough to help you for almost any challenge that you face.
Yes.
Yeah, and Fenrir, you kind of like are getting used to the fact that you're so strong. Like you kind of like normally use your claws to dig into your meats, right? So normally you have to put some force into it. You accidentally put too much force and you break your plate.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's kind of like that moment where you're too strong that you don't realize it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you kind of like make your chair a bit deformed because you're trying to like, how do I say it? Remove the meat from your claws. That sort of thing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so I have to be more calculated with my actions.
Yeah, you have to be very light and delicate with your
Yeah.
movements now. There you go. I think with Dante's 8 strength, if you just like, you know, flick him with your finger, he might start flying.
Oh wow.
Oh god.
Is this strength stat score like increased or something?
29.
Yeah, it
That's
becomes
crazy.
29.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude, he's got 21 more strength than Dante.
Safe to say Dante won't be challenging Fenrir for any arm wrestling competition.
What now? Cinna's gonna bet on Fenrir na in the pit fights.
Oh my god.
If
So
we
there
arm
you
wrestle
have
with him, he's just gonna twist our hand off our wrists, you know?
Yeah. You better have like regeneration handy just in case, you know,
Yeah.
just in case the arm comes off.
No more high fives, no more fist bumps, no, nothing.
Oh, that's so sad actually. God damn. Alright, so there you go. Yeah, Fenrir, if you want to ask anything else of your Maza.
I guess it's just what does she need us to do, since as I've said, I don't think her wanting to see me is the only reason why we're here.
I actually have a question for Lady Bianca as well.
Okay.
And that could build up to Fenrir's question. I was asking her, I explained to her we're here searching for not just Arturo Maro, but a man named Alcaraz, and this man and his associates are targeting celestials and children of gods. I'm hoping maybe you know where he is and could direct us to him. We could get rid of him and make sure that he won't threaten me or your son Fenrir, since we both are connected to gods and are their
I see.
targets.
I see. Right. Before that, though, she looks at Dante. Wayne, are you still eating?
I'm done now.
Okay, you're done. Okay. And he says to you, well, Arturo Amaro, he came to me a year ago, and he asked me if there was any demons around here, or any information about demons related to your family. So she's kind of like talking about the time when your family were consorting with demons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was investigating that matter, and then Bianca kind of like gave him what she knew about the Dark Plane. She was also still making the Dread Plane at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and well, she tells you that after I informed him about what was most likely the location of these demons, or where their base of operations were, he decided to go after them. And then after that, I did not hear from him since then. I don't know what happened to him, but now that I heard from you that you've been looking for him and have not heard anything, I worry for what's happened.
Do you suspect that he is trapped there?
She says, I doubt that he would remain trapped. He is like you, a slippery one. And so she says it's more likely that he escaped somewhere, and that he hasn't been heard of since then.
Would you happen to have any idea where he might find respite?
She kind of tells you like it could be anywhere really. It could be somewhere in the material plane, could be in a different plane altogether. Because Arturo Amaro's been around, dude. He's kind of like an Elminster in his own right. He's been to places.
Our struggle now is tracking him down, I guess. If you have any idea or means to help us find him, that would be greatly appreciated, and I would be in your debt.
Alright. Then she says, well, I think it would be easier if you make it clear to him where you are.
Huh.
Yeah, she's basically telling you, make it easier for him to find you rather than you finding him. That's her suggestion. Yeah, and so she says, you see, and this is related to Alcaraz as well, there is this stronghold. I remember from before creating this dread plane that there was this stronghold. It belonged to a demon lord, and the demon lord is Orcus. So yeah, and this demon lord stationed some of his strongest lieutenants and his like commanders in that place. Yeah, and well, yeah, she says that if you can like take over that place, or like clear out the stronghold of all of its occupants, and just call his attention somehow. She's not sure what you all plan on doing or how you're gonna do that, but call the attention of people that this place has been destabilized and reoccupied by other people. Then that kind of news is sure to circulate all around the Shadowfell.
Got it.
Yeah.
This stronghold, does it have a name? And do you know its location?
The DM will reveal that later. I haven't figured out the name yet. But you now know its location and what its name is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there you go. So you know where to go now in order to kind of like do what you need to do, which is defeat Alcaraz and then also draw the attention of Dante's grandfather.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dante doesn't have any further questions.
Do you I asked Lady Bianca, are you aware of the stronghold's defenses perhaps, and how many, if there's an army guarding it, or are you not aware?
She says a year ago that place had lots of demons that were around. I can't say for now. I have not really inspected that location since then.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And then Ulf pipes up at this point and says, I kind of have an idea probably, because he mentions that this is the stronghold that I wanted to go to actually, if we had a chance, and this is excellent. You want to go there and I have business there as well.
Okay, good. Then with Lady Fiona and I, we can find Alcaraz and make him stop hurting people like us. So our goals are in a line. That's good. I also have an idea. If there's a huge army, I might try to cast plan our ally and ask one of the gods to send us a solar or a planetar to help us, just in case.
Ooh.
So yeah,
And then she kind of like says, how convenient, you can bring an angel to fight alongside you. And then she cautions you by saying, you should be careful. They are going after angels after all. I do not know if the gods would like their strongest warriors to be among wolves, if you understand.
I do. But if we have a chance to stop all these our enemies in one strike, then surely they can spare us one ally.
Very well. How you handle it will be up to you. Oh, Wayne, reading this?
Yeah, you can read that
okay.
after, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll let you know probably at the end of the session what
Yep.
you learned.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so okay, Rico, so yeah, like she cautions you about bringing a planetar or any other angel into the fight, especially considering that you've lost one already.
Right.
But it's up to you. You can do what you want.
Hmm.
Alright.
And
I mean, I think you would have shared that fact probably while you were eating, like as
do.
you talk about the adventures. Okay.
yeah. And
Alright.
how many days would it take for us to go to this location? Oh wait, doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to take days. Actually, we could just plane shift through it if ever.
Plane shift through it. She says that I will make you appear close to the stronghold. I won't make you appear exactly there, for it is dangerous.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. She also doesn't want her miss to go to a place where clearly she will get outnumbered. So yeah. A smart plan.
Hmm. Okay.
Alright, so yeah, like you know how you're gonna get there. and she kind of like, as much as she can recall, because nothing in the Shadowfell stays in its same place ever. Like as time passes, the place itself kind of like shifts around. So she gives you a rough idea of what it looked like a year ago. So, like not much you can gain from that. You might get a good idea of what it looked like at some point in life, in its lifetime, but it's not gonna be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the rest of you guys? Do you have questions for Lady Bianca?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
You're good. Okay. Actually, she does notice in a bar at this point because you're really small, so she's like, that's right, I have one more guest at my dining table. She notices that you kind of look like a forger, and then she says that, what's your name? I don't think I caught it yet.
Cinnabar, Your Majesty, ma'am.
Cinnabar, your badge. And then she says, for you, that would just be Bianca. And then she says that, Cinnabar, you're a forge master yourself, are you?
Yes, I am.
Interesting. She says, go see Coralgar in the village. I'm sure that he would be interested to meet one such as yourself. Enrico, the name Coralgar, it makes you feel like a sense of joy and also a sense of like, what the fuck? Because Coralgar is the stone giant, what do you call this? The stone giant forge master that helped you out in Cornelius's Dreadblade.
Oh, nice. He's the one who created Redeemer and turned her into a sword. Okay.
Yeah, and you can also share that with Cinnabar.
Yeah.
This is the dude who made my fucking sword, dude.
Yeah.
I think Cinnabar, like throughout this whole thing of like dinner and conversation, was very on guard. But just mentioning that she could meet with another forge master has sort of perked her up, and she seems a little bit more warm. Man, who would have thought that having dinner with a vampire lady of a dread plane, like, it's been quite chill right now.
Gee, I wonder why. Does that have something to do with family? There you go.
I told Cinna, you must meet him. He is a very talented forge master. Somehow, in a way I don't understand, he turned a copy of me into a sword.
Ooh.
Always.
No context there.
This is very much the vibe right now. There's always room for family.
It's just gonna be a flood of Vindies.
No. The stone giant looks like Vin Diesel.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, that's canon now. He
It's
looks like
Perfect.
perfect. All right. Okay. So there you go. Okay. So Cinna, after dinner and after everybody discusses what they want to discuss, you go ahead and decide to meet up with Coralgar, and anyone else who wants to visit him as well can go ahead and do that. It's not every day. Okay, you're coming with. Gotcha. I guess everyone's going then, unless you want to do something else. But anyways, go to the town. You kind of like go to the part of town where Lady Bianca told you to go, and it seems to be like the biggest forge. Like, you didn't notice this until she pointed it out, but yeah, like that thing is billowing smoke. it just kind of looks like mist to you just because everything is mist around you. So,
Right.
yeah. But then now you register that, oh, that's not mist, that's smoke. So you go there. And then, yeah, you see a Vin Diesel looking a Vin Diesel looking stone giant. He's working really hard at his forge. Kind of like the first few Fast and Furious movies where he's just really working hard on his car. That's
Yeah.
very
Right.
much the vibe right now.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Then after that, he registers your presence, and just like what Sean posted earlier, he turns his head and is saying, "Hey." He says, "Oh, I have visitors, do I?" Then looks at Rico and Cinnabar because he doesn't recognize you right now, Rico. So it's like,
Yeah.
so what the hell do I owe this pleasure to? I'm busy right now.
I tell him, Coralgar, it's me. I am the Red Knight. Well, I look different, but it was the same woman you helped escape the dread plane of Cornelius. And then I took out the Redeemer's sword and tell him, like, it was you who created this, right? Do you remember?
And then he recognizes the sword right away, and he's like, so with all that magic you got, you turned yourself into a man. I see.
Well, it was the closest option at the time.
Then he says, well, whatever then. I'm glad that you were able to get out of that place. It helped me get out as well, so thanks for that.
How did you end up here in another dread plane?
And then he says, well, last time I was in that Cornelius fellow's dread plane, I just happened to be in his midst at the time. He said that he'd leave me alone if I created weapons for him, so that's what happened. And now I ran into this lady's mist, and it's basically the same story over again.
Oh, bad.
And then he says, it's not so bad. I get left alone, I get fed, I can work on my greatest works, no problem.
All right.
She says, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Okay. Let's.
Yeah, Cinnabar, so you're taking a look at all the stuff, and then she says, I think you must be a forger yourself then, huh? That's
Yeah,
the way you're looking at all my stuff.
I really like what you've done with this thing. I really like that you've used star metal on this. I've always found it such a really hard piece to material to work with, but you've done some fine work. Also, I really like the music you're playing. It's just, it really gets you in the zone, doesn't it?
And then he says, yeah, I know, right?
Now I just imagine the storm giant listening to reggae.
Yeah, this stone giant seems really chill, you know? Like his bald head just banging to the head of the music as he's working really hard.
I'm just looking around like, who's playing the music?
So Cinna's like, but I mean, from one forge master to another, your work is fantastic, but I would really like to see the big guns.
Then she says, oh, you want to see some of my best work, do you? And then he kind of produces out a cloak-looking thing. And the cloak-looking thing seems to have what seems like, it looks like tentacles or some sort of thing coming out on both sides. And then the thing is that it looks more like a mantle than it does a cloak. But
Oh, okay.
yeah. And then from it, it seems like seems like darkness is emanating out of it, and you notice it's kind of like the same darkness that tall dark creature was emanating a while ago.
Ooh.
And then he says, now this thing over here, I've infused some shadow stuff into it to make it much more difficult for the wearer to be affected by almost anything.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cinna's like running the material through her fingers. She's like really taking everything in.
Yeah, you're taking it in, and you're touching the shadow emanating from it, right? And it feels like it has some weight to it. It's like this isn't just shadows. It feels like it's an object that you're actually holding. But
Wow.
it kind of like escapes your hand because of its amorphous form. So you're just wondering, what the hell did he do? He notices that you're being in wonder right now, and she says, well, if you're wondering how that happened, it's because I took some of the shadow stuff in this dread plane. I infused it into this magic atom. It's the same thing I did with that guy's sword over there.
That's true.
God damn. You're making him more. God damn it, dude.
The power of family. Cinna's just super. She's asking a few technical questions, but a lot of the time she's being very. She's admiring everything and being very complimentary.
Yeah, and he's glad that you appreciate his work, so he starts to ask you about some of the things you've worked on, and I guess you share like Fenrir's bow and his armor. Some of your proudest works.
Yes,
So,
she definitely shares Fenny's bow and armor, and she's just super. She's basically just geeking out.
oh, it's so good that you have someone else to geek out with. So yeah, she says that your work is also impressive, and that he could learn a thing or two from you as well. So yeah, he tells you that something tells me that Bianca sent you here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten visitors this. Because he tells you, like, I normally don't get visitors, but Lady Bianca usually directs people to me if they have a request. I'm guessing you all have a request too.
Oh, well, I guess so. Besides, I was mostly excited to see you as well, but if you could do some work to help us out, that would also be much appreciated.
Alright. Then he says, well, I can do some help for you. And then looks at Cinnabar and says, but I won't do it for free. Tell you what, let's learn from each other's techniques, shall we? That's the payment that I want in return.
Fast and the Furious montage.
Oh shit!
We're not racing for money. We're racing for cars.
God. Oh my god.
Did you
please
bring your
don't.
pink slip?
So okay. Cinnabar and and Coralgar right now. Oh, I should spell out his name. Coralgar. Coralgar. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, the both of you are kind of like sharing your knowledge, but then he says that this won't do it. Like, this won't be enough. He is taking notes, and I think you're taking notes as well, but you both have to kind of like mentor each other to actually make use of the knowledge.
I think it's also like really cute because Cinnabar is a dwarf and he's a storm giant, so she is really, really tiny compared to him.
Indeed, you're so tiny. And Cinna, so this is really strange for you because normally giants and dwarves are at odds with each other, but I think the both of you are just bonding over your shared love of forging.
Shared
Yeah.
love of forging and family.
And
Oh
family.
god. Oh. And family. Oh man. So, okay. We can leave that aside for now, but you're basically learning the ways that Korlgar like infuses shadow stuff into his creations.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Alright. So there's that. And then anybody who wants to talk to this guy, you can go ahead and do so. So I know Rico's already catching up with him about like all of the things that happened. So there's that.
Dante just goes,
Fenrir, Dante.
Master Kolga, if someone were to say purchase this shadow stuff cloak, how much money are we talking about?
How much money?
And then Dante's like already holding his coin purse, and he's like hoping he has enough, you know.
He's hoping he has enough.
Although he doesn't, he thinks he can't. He doesn't.
He tells you that no need to pay for this one, friend. He tells you that consider this a gift, both because Bianca let me meet someone as colorful as this little one, pointing to Cinnabar,
Oh.
and also because I
family.
got to see. God damn it, dude! And also because he got to see his old creation again, the Redeemer.
Dante is just shocked at that. And then he shakes his head. He just, no, surely you would want me to pay for this. And he's like.
Then he basically says, well, I can accept the payment. Whatever this little one makes her masterpiece. Or not her masterpiece, but basically one of the things that she makes while learning how to make her masterpiece. She'll take that. She'll take that thing. And then he'll say that should suffice, I think.
This arrangement is okay with you, Cinnabar?
So I'm giving my masterpiece to him?
No.
No, it's like one of the creations you make while practicing.
During your montage.
Yeah,
Oh,
during
yeah.
your montage.
Yeah, absolutely. Cinna will basically she will infuse her own knowledge of, like, I'm sure Storm Giant techniques are very different from Dwarven techniques. So she'll use her own.
Storm Giant.
Oh, sorry. Just what was it again?
Stone
Giant.
Stone Giant. Sorry. She will use like the Dwarven techniques that she's kind of like used, and also what she's learned so far from like working in Bishop's Forge. So it's a very big mishmash, and she's like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And then she will parang like she's a little bit like not even paying attention to Dante because she's like too busy geeking out. Now, Korlgar, I need to tell you all about this metal bikini that actually works as armor. Like she's too busy geeking out that she's like, yeah.
Oh my god. I have a question for you later as the player, but yes, okay,
Yeah.
this is happening. Okay, and I think you introduced the metal that you got from the Thaluds.
Ooh.
Do you want to do that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes, completely, absolutely.
Okay, and then he says, wow, I have not seen this metal before. Where did you get this?
It's a long story that includes an adult blue dragon, some mythalar, and don't ask about the mythalar. It's just a long story.
And then he says, tell me about it. I have time, as he works on his forge. And you can recount the tale if you wish to.
Yeah, so she'll recount everything in a very animated fashion, like with and then we went bam, and then they did this.
Aw, that's so nice. I'm happy. I'm happy about all of this. Okay.
I just used minor illusion to give him visuals as well.
Hey, there you go.
I like
Maybe some.
how us being in a dread plane somehow has included one of our most wholesome like
Yeah.
Subvert expectations, you know? Hey.
Mm.
Alright, so Dante, you have your legendary item now.
Fuck yeah!
Hells
Dark
yeah,
Weaver
boy.
cloak. Oh my god. Yes.
You're welcome, dude.
Thank you so much.
Cinnabar, yeah.
Now I remember Shira's big bad Shadow Weaver.
Shadow Weaver.
Shadow Weaver. Okay, so Rico and Cinna, your legendary items, they're going to be coming just a little bit later because they
Yeah.
have to be forged, and in your case, Rico. So Rico, he tells you that you do have to absorb souls to make your Redeemer more powerful, and he
Yeah.
asks you if you have a way of getting souls or storing souls, and
I take out the box and I'm calling it the Reaper's Relic. And
hey,
I tell him like, this cube contains the souls of several humanoid traffickers who were abducting women and children. I fought them and stopped them in the course of one night. So yeah, these are some souls I don't really mind Redeemer consuming. They were pretty unrepentant with their behavior.
oh yeah, and they were really the worst of the worst. So yeah, no remorse there, man. And he tells you, you will need to have a bigger container if you wish to make your Redeemer become powerful. Then he says, I'll take this, but then you can have this instead. And then he gives you basically an even larger Reaper's Relic.
Ooh.
And he tells you this should be enough to contain all the souls that you will need.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How big is the box?
It can fit on both of your hands, basically. Yeah, I mean, you can hold it with one hand, but then it's going to be a bit difficult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But on your experience from gathering souls before, you don't really need to hold it. You just need to make sure that you slay the creature.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So you have that with you now. Okay. So yeah, he tells you it was good to see my creation again, and it was good to see you, even though apparently you're not a woman anymore. And he's just really confused by that.
I just tell him, we don't like us gods don't really worry about that. I am still the same person, even though I have short hair and I'm taller and yeah.
Oh. Alrighty. So okay. I guess at this point, you all can. How do I say? You can talk to Lady Bianca again, or do whatever you want to do, because we'll be wrapping up the session. It's almost 1:30.
I'd like to ask Lady Bianca if she can actually knows anything to increase the power of the Redeemer sword, maybe. Like, she seems to know a lot about magic.
That's the thing, though. She just says whatever the Forge Master told you is probably the only source of powering up that you can get. He's the dude who made the thing, man.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. You'll have to harvest some more souls for that to work out. Which, yeah, don't worry about it. You'll get the chance. We'll just ask Coralgar how to make a more powerful chainlet. And then he says, well, if you want to do that, it will unfortunately require you to attune to the item.
Oh no!
And then looking at how decked out you are, he says, you will probably not benefit much from that.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. If you want it to be a really powerful chain net, then it will start to require attunement. Unless you just want to bump it up a little, then it won't.
Yeah. Basically, because we're fighting huge creatures, and I wonder if it can net a huge creature instead of large. Because it doesn't work on the
Yeah,
things
it
that we're
doesn't
fighting.
work on big creatures, I understand. He says, well, if you want a quick enchantment, it will have to settle for only being able to net huge creatures. Are you
Yeah.
okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. And then, yeah, he starts to get to work on it, and he starts to incorporate some of the techniques that he learned from Cinna. So
Nice.
not just shadow stuff. Yeah. And okay, so Fenrir, like probably during the downtime, because there will be some downtime for this.
Yeah.
You're able to now net a huge creature with your chain net.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Anybody else want to do like closing things?
I'm good.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm
After
good too.
after profusely thinking Coral Guard, Dante's gonna put on the cloak. He's gonna step outside and just test it. Just play with his new toy.
And it is a very shiny new toy indeed. So with that, I guess you asked for like a sparring partner probably. So I guess like any of your companions, maybe even like Lady Fiona and Ulf if you want. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like test it out. And
Yeah.
then you tell them to hit me. But then but then they try to, but it's really difficult. They can't do it. Yeah. It's like you're in one place, but you're actually not.
Oh, perfect.
And
I try
then-
Eldritch blasting him, but he dodges all 3 beams somehow.
yeah. And then one of you start to try other spells. So Cinna tries to use Toll the Dead, but then Dante, it's really easy for you to resist the effect of that spell now.
Yes.
What?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Okay.
And then one last thing you try is that as you attune to it, you realize that you can say a command word. So I'll let you decide what the command word is.
I got it for
And
the
then
Shadow of
after
Moil
that-
thing.
Yeah, after that, shadows like gather around you, and everyone cannot see Dante anymore. He just looks like darkness.
Yes.
Yeah, he just looks like a dark creature right now. Yeah. The way that I visualize the effect is that the shadows emanating from the thing start to like become bigger and completely engulf your body.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
When Dante attacks, the shadows form into like this giant in the shape of like a tikbalang. You know.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh dude, it looks like that big creature that you guys were, going up. Like that
Ooh.
was chasing.
Why not though? With a horse head.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Ah, that's so dope.
So badass. Yeah. And Cinnabar is really focusing on her craft right now. So by the start or somewhere in that session or next session, you'll be able to get your legendary item. And let's just figure out what that's gonna be together, Sean. I still don't have like an exact idea of what you want, but you'll probably have it by then. So yeah. Okay, so that is where we will cap the session off. Everybody is busy doing their thing, enjoying their new toys.
Yeah, I don't have an exact idea of what it's going to be, but I have a few guide points for what it could be that I'll just message you after.
Alrighty. Okay. And with that is where we will end our session. We'll pick up after, we'll see how many days this will take, because you're gonna take not as much time because 2 people are working the forge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have a whole bunch of high-level spellcasters who can help out with enchanting. So yeah,
Oh
probably won't
yeah.
take too long. Fenrir, you can spend your time pit fighting with people over here.
Yes, I
In
will
the
try.
dread plane. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nagbonding siya with mommy.
While I'm fighting, I'd be like, "Look, mom, look me."
Did I
And
do
then he
good?
said, Did I do good? That's Norm, man. Shit. Oh man. Okay. And then
Yeah.
Rico. So Rico, anybody who wants to go out of the plane can also go out and then just come back when they want to, because Bianca is just gonna let you go in and out. However, Rico, I think that because you're worried about Alcaraz and other people trying to strike against you or people you know, you might want to spend some of your downtime shoring up your defenses and hiding people.
Yeah, I do. I do return to the material plane and go to my wife and explain to her what's going on, and
Yeah.
then I tell her, listen, this might sound crazy, but I feel like you're much safer if you're in the red tower for a while.
Yeah, and then she kind of understands that. She says, "Let me guess. It's a demonic invasion of some kind."
It's true, yeah, and I'm gonna go try and stop it and make sure that none of the people we care about are targeted.
Yeah, and then she says, "Very well then. Let me contact my family and be very frank about what's going to happen."
I'm okay. I mean, they can come too as well. I can send like 8 people along with you.
Yeah. And don't worry, you have enough time to do all these things. Dante, you as well, you can go back to the material plane and report what you found out and all these other things.
Yeah, to the Harpers.
Yeah.
But he will want to come back, and if Lady Bianca has a library which has like information on the Shadowfell, Shadow stuff, maps of the cities and towns there, and their teleportation circles, sigils, whatever, he will stay in that library for a while to study and take notes.
Alrighty. Hey, TJ's here.
Oh hey bro.
Hi.
Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Okay. So, alright, you get to do that. And yeah, don't worry, I'll let you know what you figured out from all of your research. You want to
Cool.
leave out the part where the ally you found there is a Dreadlord? Or
Yeah,
a Dread
Yeah.
Lady?
yeah,
We're
not
not mentioning
telling
that yet.
the Harpers that. No.
Okay, that's probably for the best. Okay. So, yeah, I'll give everybody their downtime, their rewards and downtime earned. So, yeah, we can end the episode there, everybody. Thanks for
Yeah.
playing, guys. I hope
GG.
that
So
was so
much.
nice.
Thank
That
you.
was so much
Thank
fun.
you.
That was so
Hey,
unexpected.
That really was unexpected. Thank you so much.
no problem. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the last two. Oh, yeah!
Oh, finale time.
Another time.
The
Yeah,
two-parter.
boys. Alright, so, yeah,
Is it a
guys.
two-parter?
It is a
Yeah.
It's most likely gonna be, because like when it comes to big battles and really big arcs, it really needs to be at least 2 sessions.
No problem.
Yeah. And just a heads up, I don't know how long the finale session's gonna be, because I do want to wrap everything up. If you can somehow manage to give yourselves 5 hours, then try to do that. But I'll try to
Okay.
make it stick within 3 still.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
For both sessions or the
Yeah.
last one?
Just the last one.
Okay.
Or the second to the last, like, I think I can manage to keep it within 3.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank you so much.
GG.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.
Have a good time.
See you next
Happy
week.
weekend. See you next week.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, hang on. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This is episode 7 of Plucking Strings, and we're getting close to the finale. I'm excited, and Dante got a new toy, and we're about to go have our final battle, I guess. That's it. Thank you so much for watching again, and see you next time. Bye bye. Peace.